I bloody called it!
The Tzenkethi are turning toward the planet. They're heading for us!
We need to get the colony's defenses online right now.
Okay, so the giant crystal things that are everywhere are apparently eggs. How did the scans miss this? We grab our away team and head for the surface. Hopefully this was an isolated incident, and those were the only eggs. Of course it was a naive hope. These unknown creatures resemble scorpions, almost, with their hard carapaces and pincer-like forearms they keep elevated. They're surprisingly tough to defeat, but damaging them does tend to stun them, it seems, earning us a few seconds of reprieve. But their dazed state doesn't last very long. Geordie attempts to lead us through the facility, but he's cut off by more of them as they surge through the door. Hitting a large amount of them with a grenade would be a good tactic, but they are quick.
Hold on.
After we defeat the wave that entered, scattering insectoid limbs and carapace everywhere, another one bursts through the door. It takes LaForge 30 seconds to complete his work on this console, then Kamaki points out the second downstairs, so with the bugs not stopping, we fight our way down. In between waves, we dive downstairs, but it doesn't take the insects long to figure out where we've disappeared to. This time we do a better job of timing it so that we stun them at the door in one place before hitting them with a grenade. Two, in fact. But still they come. Forge, you're running out of time, you're running out of time. You've got a reputation, uphold it. Come on, kid, was that a judo chop?
That cargo is blocking the way. Head down to the beach and around.
Oh my word, that is a lot.
We're still tapped into Tzenkethi comms.
I actually get overwhelmed here at one point.
Increase your efforts. Eliminate the defenses at once. Captain Paul, beam down for ground assault. Purge the Drunzuli. It shall be done, Admiral.
Well, dying and respawning is one way to get upstairs again. Ah, looks like Geordie's made it. I wonder how many are following him. Okay. Eventually the room is secured, but holding up here will accomplish nothing. We need to keep moving. The communications we intercepted had a Tzenkethi commander order a Captain Neth Par to deal with the Drunzuli, which must be what they call these critters. How they got everywhere so fast baffles me. There must have been a lot of these eggs down here. With the colony defences back online, but it rapidly being overwhelmed, we make the move to the beach.
Turn off your defenses or be destroyed.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Are you here to bomb us or to eradicate this swarm?
There are only a few Drunzuli here. Let's clear this place and be done.
Captain Par, I presume?
50 credits has burned sheds and scales again. You're wrong.
A common adversary with this insectoid plague seems to have united us, for the moment at least.
Don't let me down. Keep your scales on.
The fighting on the beach continues for some time with waves of Drunzuli attacking from every direction.
These little softies are pretty tenacious.
Which, the bugs or us?
Which? The bugs or the colonists?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Oh, okay, so it's funny when they say it. Heads up, we've got more. Eventually, the attacks cease, and we make the joint decision to move on up into the compound again now that we have more firepower. It certainly makes a change having these living Tzenkethi tanks and their heavy weapons on our side. Eventually, silence descends as it seems we've neutralised all of these creatures.
The Dransuli infestation has been dealt with. Your assistance is appreciated. A suggestion? This colony has been using open communication channels. That is unwise. You never know who may be listening in out there after all.
Well, thank you for the hint, but speaking of communications, now the infestation's gone, we can stop, right?
Let me check my scanner. The infestation seems to be eliminated. Usually it's best to be absolutely sure, but there doesn't appear to be a need to waste a protomatter weapon. Don't make this mistake again. Take immediate action if you suspect the presence of Dransuli.
Thank you for your assistance. There's still a chance for this colony at least, even if a lot were lost. Captain LaForge and Kamarki return to their ships in orbit, and it's not long before we follow behind. The fact that the Tzenkethi didn't attack this place with a protomatter weapon at least is some small comfort. The ecosystem here has a chance to continue and all the work's not been undone, but I can't help like feeling this just shouldn't have happened at all. Despite our temporary alliance on the ground, Nulia reports that the Tzenkethi ships are still moving in to attack. We can see that by the time we arrive on the bridge, the Tzenkethi attack forces engaged the planetary defences that we activated earlier. I guess we could deactivate them, but equally the Tzenkethi could withdraw. But we attempt to hail them, they don't respond.
We're still tapped into Tzenkethi comms.
So instead we choose to eavesdrop on them. After all, they are still approaching us.
Admiral, this planet poses no threat. I witness its complete purge.
Know your place, Captain. Follow me. Am I clear?
We did indeed overhear Captain Nethpar arguing to call off the assault as the Dransuli presence had been removed, but she was overruled.
We've got to take those ships down and protect the colony.
A frustrating state of affairs it seems. The Admiral in orbit is overruling his subordinates in favour of complete eradication of the Dransuli. We engage the fleet currently being held at bay by the Lukari defence satellites.
Reading more ships on sensors. Watch the flank.
Oh, of course there are.
These others aided us against the Dransuli. They can help us.
They are weak. They will fall when you stop.
There is no sense to this.
There's a power spike on the lead ship. That might be their new weapon. They changed their comms encryption. We're blocked out.
Well, it was too good to last. Also, isn't it funny that they were accusing us of not encrypting our comms and... never mind.
I'm going to get an accurate read of their weapon system. Cover me.
Yeah, covering you won't be a problem. I've definitely got their attention. With the Tzenkethi on the cusp of being repelled, they suddenly power down and hail us.
I am Captain Nethpar. My commanding officer is incapacitated, and I have assumed control of Tzenkethi forces in this sector. Let us cease hostilities and speak reasonably.
I am always open to speaking reasonably. Also, you clearly made the right decision in standing down.
As you and I both know, planet Dranur has been completely scourged of what we call Dransuli. There is no reason for further conflict between us. We will leave this system peacefully, if you are agreeable.
Well, you nuked one of their moons, but I don't want this to continue.
A warning. The Autarch's resolve is unwavering. He will not rest until the Dransuli are no more, and he will not spare anyone in his way. Choose your side carefully.
Right. Well, this is messy.
The Tzenkethi must be terrified of these Dransuli. They're willing to commit genocide to eliminate them, and Tzenkethi don't scare easily. Fortunately, some of the Tzenkethi are willing to see reason. Things could have been a lot worse if Captain Parr hadn't intervened on our behalf. For now, we We need to let the Alliance know what we've learned here. Safe travels.
And to you, Captain LaForge. So, the Tzenkethi are charging down against worlds that have these germanium eggs on them, and are treating them as infestations, a hostile one at that, and from what we've just experienced on the planet's surface, they may be right. However, going so far as to create protomatter weapons to sterilise all life on a planet, even if it's inhabited, that goes way too far, doesn't it? I mean, you're wiping out all life on a planet to stop the spread of these insects. I mean, what bigger danger do they pose? They didn't seem spacefaring. Then again, we don't know anything about them. We only just found out that they exist an hour ago. Our curiosity, and the curiosity of the Lukari, has seemingly brought attention to a greater issue. These Dranzuli need to be understood. The Tzenkethi are taking the approach of fire against them, and I'm sure they have their reasons, but our experiences with the Tzenkethi have never been what you'd call peaceable either, so I'm tempted to assume there's more to these insects than first suspected. But down there we didn't even have a chance to talk to them, they just attacked. So were they just scared? Sentient? We just don't know enough. Not just yet.
This new information on the crystals the Tzenkethi have been attempting to eradicate is disturbing to say the least. Starfleet will be monitoring the worlds we know of that contain these eggs. We'll be doing all we can to study them, and, if necessary, protect them. Despite the incident at Dranur, we don't know if this species is truly hostile. Finally, I've spoken with officials in both the Lukari and Kentari governments. They're going to proceed at Dranur despite the incident. We will continue to assist them in this endeavor and protect them from any Tzenkethi reprisals.
Excellent news. At least Command is taking a measured approach to this. See, I have no doubt that those insects down there were going to overrun the place if left to their own devices. There are enough dead researchers down there to attest to that, but we can't let fear of the unknown dictate our next steps. Unfortunately, the actions of Captain Parr are only those of one soldier, and it's not long before we receive our next orders from Fleet Admiral Quinn.
Starfleet intelligence believes a Tzenkethi attack on an Alliance world could happen very soon. With their new protomatter torpedoes, billions of lives could be lost in moments once such an attack begins. We've spotted several Tzenkethi fleet groups on the move in the Alpha Quadrant. I'm assigning you to patrol an area near one of those groups. If they launch a protomatter attack, I want you in position to put a stop to it.
We set a course for our designated response point. It seems that the Tzenkethi are finally making their move against our worlds, perhaps even those not bearing germanium eggs.
Our scouts have found an attack element of the Tzenkethi fleet. We need to know what they're up to. As your ship is the closest, I'm sending you the intercept coordinates. The Rotaran and Core are both en route to assist you at high warp. Good luck.
We set a course to the targeted system at Slipspace. It's an unexplored one for Starfleet, designated NGC 9835. We'll be liaising with General Martok on this mission, as the Alliance spreads out its forces to cover as much of the Alpha Quadrant territories as it can.
The Tzenkethi fleet is in your sector, though their current target is uninhabited. There are many more within range that are not. Losing another planet to their coward's weapon is not acceptable. We will not arrive in time to show them the price of their dishonor. That honor is yours. Teach them well.
You know, we may be incredibly outnumbered and the only ship here and reinforcements some time away, but damn it, Martok, if you don't make that sound cool and not like a problem. Well, in the distance we can see a large Tzenkethi force, but fortunately the majority of the vessels depart, leaving behind only 3 Shukdin frigates. These nimble little ships are no real match for an Odyssey class, but it seems they didn't expect us to care about an uninhabited rock. They begin by launching a protomatter torpedo at the surface of the planet, and we alter course to intercept it.
The Dranzuli will be eradicated, with or without your help! Keep firing torpedoes until the planet is cleansed!
They continue to fire more protomatter devices at the planet, so we continue to shoot them down while attacking their vessels. Unsurprisingly, the Tzenkethi choose not to retreat, and the small force is quickly dispatched.
Well fought, but it is far from over. Tzenkethi forces have been spotted near your location. Intercept them as soon as you can. We believe their target is a defenseless, inhabited world. The honor of defending it belongs to you. I trust you will not disappoint. Keep this up, and the Tzenkethi will have a nickname for you as well.
Ooh, I hope it's something cool. No, wait, I don't want to be named after... never mind. The next system, we're greeted with the same fleet. Looks like we're shadowing them.
This is Captain Kumarke. We're on our way to assist you.
That's troubling. The Tzenkethi forces must be pushing deeper into Federation territory if Kumarke's Raskava is available to intercept too. This time, alongside two Shukdin frigates, a Brontar cruiser is left behind as the rest of the armada moves further into UFO space. As before, protomatter torpedoes are launched towards the planet, but this time there's two of them, and the target is inhabited.
Alright, we'll handle the torpedoes while you stop the Tzenkethi.
Nice. Kumarke sweeps into position guarding the planet, freeing us up to engage. Nevertheless, the torpedoes are directly in our path, so we might as well take a few pot shots on the way. One of the torpedoes slips past us, but I trust Kumarke's got this. We can see in the distance twin pinpricks of protomatter blink out of existence as the Lukari Captain is true to her word and shoots them down. With a final effort, two more protomatter torpedoes are launched just as the last Tzenkethi cruiser explodes. A quick barrage of quantums to intercept deals with them. However, before we can get chatting with Kumarke, our next set of orders comes in.
Kern and I will arrive soon, despite the curses of our chief engineers. If warp cores were as fragile as they say, we would move through space at the speed of a legless targ. In the meantime, Tzenkethi cowards are targeting another defenseless, inhabited world. You will be that planet's sword and shield. Fight with honor!
Okay, System 8118 down, on to the next.
Go ahead. We'll secure things here and join you shortly.
NGC 10012. As before, we arrive just as the Tzenkethi Armada pulls out, leaving behind a small task force to launch protomatter weapons at the planet. Like the prior system, however, this one is also inhabited, and it looks to be an M-class world from orbit. And as before, we intercept their opening barrage. Okay, not gonna lie, that one had me a little bit more worried.
You deal with the Tzenkethi. I'll cover planetary defense.
Great, Kumarke caught up and plays goalie again. As before, we have one Brontar cruiser to deal with. It seems to be that they're leaving behind the slightly larger ships to deal with inhabited systems. And that large armada may be decreasing every time they do detach some troops. But there's still enough there to cause serious issues, and I wonder what their ultimate target is. We managed to destroy the two escorting frigates and then line up shots against the weak point in Tzenkethi shields, which is right in front of them. Hey, don't mind me, just gonna boop you snoot. Boop! Soon the final cruiser goes down, and we race off to intercept the last 2 protomatter torpedoes while the Forge contacts us.
Captain Parr has defected to the Alliance. She's revealed the next target of the Tzenkethi fleet, Bajor. The intel checks out, so every available ship has been called to defend the planet. Even DS9 is being moved there to assist. The sooner you can get there, the better. Bajor must be defended.
The Tzenkethi are trying to destroy Bajor? That planet can't catch a break.
So, the Tzenkethi have set their sights on Bajor. Dishonorable Bakatag. I fought and bled many times over DS9 and Bajor. I would not let them fall to the Dominion, or the Breen, or the Cardassians, and I will not let them fall to the Tzenkethi. Soon we will fight, side by side, in honorable battle. It will be glorious.
So, right now we need to rendezvous with the Alliance fleet at Bajor, and they said even Deep Space Nine has been repositioned to defend the planet. This is as serious as it sounds. It only takes 1 torpedo after all to start a protomatter wave, which will wipe out all life on that planet. Our qualms, and my frustration at the lack of information we have on these Dranzuli, is going to have to wait. Once again, the Tzenkethi have gone too far. At any point, they could have opened a dialogue with us, if there is a bigger issue to deal with here, but they haven't. No wonder captains like Neth Parr, who called a retreat at Dranur, have jumped ship to supply us with information of this attack plan. It's psychopathic. But that will have to wait until next time, when we engage the Tzenkethi over Bajor and this chapter comes to a close. Until then, I've been Rick. Thanks for watching this episode of the Star Trek Online story series, as we continue to explore its ever-changing, evolving narrative. Thanks again, and until next time, goodbye.